Hey Canucks fans, how concerned are you about Olli Juolevi? I'm Clay Emo, I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter, I'm at Clay Emo on Instagram, I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, and this is my Canucks Take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Wednesday, September the 4th. Before I dive in, you may have noticed, or you may have seen my tweet from yesterday, I was at Rogers Arena, got excited every time I'm at Rogers Arena. I was there for my briefing, a volunteer briefing and orientation for the annual Jake Milford Charity Golf Tournament. It's happening next week for the Vancouver Canucks, volunteering for my second year in a row. I have a different role this year, but I'll tell you about that next week. And you may have seen my tweet. It was kind of funny because we were trying to get instructions and trying to have our meeting amidst an Iron Maiden sound check for their concert last night. And I said this on Twitter, you haven't really lived until you've experienced an Iron Maiden sound check. So I heard the concert was good. Not my cup of tea, but I'm sure it went well for those that were there, and I hope that everyone survived. All right, Olli Juolevi, let's talk about him. This guy's had it tough. He is not going to be at the Prospects Camp, which is basically a week before training camp. Prospects Camp is September 7 to 9, a week ahead of the main camp. That's September 13, 14, 15. And although he's listed as one of the 8 D-men supposed to be there, Jim Benning yesterday was saying that Olli Juolevi will not be ready for that camp. He likely won't be ready for main camp, but he will be ready for the start of the season, whatever that means. So Olli Juolevi's had it tough, and I heard Jeff Patterson say this morning on the radio that he's not disappointed in Olli Juolevi, but he's disappointed for him. And he's had bad luck. And I'm not going to lament and talk about who the Canucks could have drafted that year in 2016. I'm not going to worry about that right now, but we do know that a lot of players picked before him, and certainly even after him, have already played in the NHL. So we are waiting for Olli Juolevi, and we knew that it was going to take a while, especially for a young D-man. It might take 1 or 2 more years longer than it takes for a forward. And so we were waiting to see what he can do. And he looked like he was ready. 2 years ago, he played in Finland, played very well, got stronger as the season went on. Last year, he had a great start with the Utica Comets. Actually, all reports out of Utica was that he looked ready, he looked good, he looked very comfortable, and likely getting ready, positioning himself for a late season call-up last season. We know that didn't happen. He suffered a knee injury in November, and then late November, I believe it was. And then throughout December, and then throughout the calendar year of 2019, he did not get any better and did not play again. So he only played a handful of games last season. Then the thought was he'd have his knee surgery in December, he'd come back and be ready for training camp, and we're not sure if that's the case. And it's tough. So you can really take 2 camps. There is a camp that says, oh man, this guy's a bust. This guy, why do we pick him so high, 5th overall? You need that pick to hit. And look at all the other guys around him, even drafted after him, like I said, who have played meaningful games in the NHL already. Then there's a school of camp, which I'm in admittedly, and not just because I'm an optimist or because I'm positive, but I still want to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's not his fault, obviously, that he got hurt, and a knee injury is a very serious injury, and I want him to succeed, and I want him to do well in the Canucks uniform, and maybe he starts slow this season, maybe he does the same thing in Utica, and then maybe what was supposed to happen last season happens this season, and he's called up around Christmas time or early in 2020 because of injuries or because he needs a look or maybe a good play, whatever the combination may be. I still think we will see Olli Juolevi in a Canucks uniform with the big club sometime this season, and I want him to do well. He's a decent skater. He's got good vision. He's got good hockey IQ, good passer, decent shot. All the things, the reasons why we drafted him. He should, mostly a stay-at-home guy. He's not going to be the flashiest guy. We have Quinn Hughes for that. But he's going to be solid NHLer, right? That's why we picked him so high at number 5. It's just a matter of when will we see him in a Canucks lineup. And then, the Oscar Fantenberg signing was a little bit curious to me, especially if you already knew, given the way it was lining up, that you're going to have Edler, Hughes, and Jordy Ben as your top 3 guys on the left side. I know Jordy Ben can play on both sides, but let's say for argument's sake, you have Edler, Hughes, and Ben, and then I thought Olli Juolevi would be given a chance to be that number 7 and stay with the big club and get in, in spot duty. But then that's not including guys like Sotner and Brisebois and Alex Biega still. But then you sign Oscar Fantenberg, who is a left shot D, and then you think, given his pedigree, that he actually slides ahead of Olli Juolevi on the depth chart, so to speak. So that means Juolevi would be destined to start the season in Utica, which I think he should anyways. Like I said, he needs to do this year what he was starting to do last year. That's play good games in Utica, get his confidence, get his hockey, his awareness, getting ready to playing with pros, and so to speak, and then he'd be ready for a call-up to the Vancouver Canucks. So overall, I'm not concerned. from a standpoint of I'm not calling him a bust. I wish he was playing last year already, but he's still young. And D-men do take a few more years to mature. Despite, I get it, there are other D-men in that draft class that are already playing in the NHL. So I think this season's big, though. If he doesn't play this year, then next year we're already talking about a draft plus 5 season, right? 2016, 17, 18, 19. Yeah. So this is his draft plus 4. We want to see him get in the league this year, and it's just a matter of when. Whether, like I said, that's at Christmas time, early in the new year, or before or after that. But I'd love to know what you think. Am I being too blind to my optimism? Are you really upset? Are you still upset to this day, 4 years later, that or 3 years later, that we took him instead of other guys we could have taken? Or are you willing to pay the patient route, hope that he recovers? Obviously, we want him at full health, not a 50, 60, 70, 80, even 90% Olli Juolevi. We want him at his full health so we can truly see what we have in him. And given the history of the Canucks injuries on the blue line, we know that he will get a chance this season. Like I said, it's just a matter of when. Canucks fans, leave a comment below. I love to read, react, to reply. Subscribe if you like to. Like this video if you like to. Enjoy the day. God bless. Go Canucks go.